I played 4 hours of the Clair Obscur Expedition 33 preview demo. Here is my spoiler-free review. We all know why this game grabbed our attention right at its reveal. It's for the combat, and personally I thought the combat did not disappoint. It's reminiscent of Persona 5 style turn-based combat without the stuff idiosyncratic to it like baton passes and all-out attacks. There's even a gun to use for enemies that tend to dodge melee attacks. But the unique factor here is obviously the real-time action inputs you need to execute to use skills, dodge, parry, counter, and jump. The timing for parries and counters is pretty precise, which adds to the overall challenge but makes battles addicting just to get better at this part of the game. Each character has a certain combat gimmick, I guess you can say. For example, Gustav has a charge meter that fills up to use some skills effectively. Maëlle, as a sword user, has different stances like an offensive and defensive stance that affect how effective her abilities are and change based on what attacks she uses. Upgrading weapons using the skill tree and equipping abilities are all very intuitive. I don't think most people will have an issue of getting overwhelmed at all in these areas. The dungeon crawling wasn't terribly interesting or unique besides the game looking really gorgeous. The exploration is kind of like a Final Fantasy VII remake where you mostly run around, use action commands to move past obstacles, loot items, and fight enemies along the way. But the overworld map kind of reminds me of Pokemon Sword and Shield, where it looks like completing the map is mostly in a vertical trajectory, clearing areas along the way. In terms of the story, I think it's too early for me to say whether it's totally hooked me yet, but I will say it's a lot more violent and darker than I expected. Performance-wise, I played it on my PC with a PS5 controller and it ran perfectly. I had no issues and didn't need to mess with any settings at all. Again, this game looks really beautiful and I'm excited to see the different kinds of environments there are to explore. By the end of the demo, I totally forgot I was playing a demo in the first place and was sad I couldn't keep going. I'm definitely going to be playing this right when it drops.